Hello everyone and once again good morning. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to technical session 4C. Myself Adesh Bazare and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GIA Scholastic LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 10th International Conference on ICT for Sustainable Development, ICT4SD 2025, Goa, India. The 10th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event is being held today in Goa, India, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom from 17th to 19th of July 2025. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive session through the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 10 minutes for the presentations and 2 minutes for question and answers. On 9 minutes, I'll raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in chat box. Just before we start the session, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for this session, Dr. Chaya Zadav. Ma'am is working as professor at Dr. D.Y. Patil Institute of Technology, Pune, India, having total teaching experience of 26 years. She has more than 25 research papers published in international journal and conference. She has 4 copyright and 3 patents. She is working as a subject chairman at SPPU Pune and also a PhD guide at Pune University. I request Dr. Chaya Zadav to share her opening remarks with our presenters.
Good morning, all the presentee here, and thank you for inviting me as a session chair for the ICT for Sustainable Development Conference, which is to be held at Goa. So, all the best participant, and thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I'd like to start the papers. Jaya Chitranshi, who will be presenting her paper on an artificially intelligent system to strategize and predict employee attrition and retention in HR management. Ma'am, you may please start your presentation.
Yeah, good morning all. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll just share my presentation. I hope the paper is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
So the title is this is the first paper, an artificially intelligent system to strategize and predict employee attrition and retention in HR management. So here is an introduction of the topic. HRM has actually evolved into a strategic function beyond administration now. Previously, it used to be only a very, very administrative HR function, which was a traditional role of HR, but now it has shifted to a strategic role over the years. With that, organizations have started realizing that employee attrition is happening very fast in organizations, which leads to talent loss and low morale of people and financial strain. So with HR gaining the role of a strategic partner, this problem or this challenge has become important for HR to address. So traditional approaches that used to exist to control attrition, they actually now fail to predict attrition accurately because it is very difficult to understand which employee is going to behave in which fashion, whether he will stay with the organization or not, what is the level of talent engagement in the organization, what are the attrition possibilities, who is satisfied and who is not. So AI has actually made all of that quite transparent over the years. So AI actually offers a proactive, predictive, and personalized HR interventions, because AI is able to AI can use predictive analysis techniques, and through that it can understand what is going to happen in the organization based on the current trends, based on the employee engagement scores, and based on the results of various surveys. So here is a brief review of literature. I would just like to sum it up by telling that AI has actually now through AI we can study, we can understand what is going on in the minds of employee through various surveys, maybe engagement surveys, attrition results. If you conduct informal and formal interviews of people, you will get to know the pulse of the employees, and then you can process all that data and then you can generate certain results based on the AI system. So the results, through those results will help you understand the employees, and then based on that you can revise your HR policies, you can work on your engagement practices, you can work on the retention of the talent that is there in the organization. So the research objective was to develop an AI powered system to forecast attrition and recommend retention strategies. And the system it integrates real-time HR data of performance, engagement, and attendance. It uses machine learning algorithms like decision trees and neural networks. And based on that, it generates risk scores and strategies. It also includes feedback loops, and the system actually predicts about the retention intentions and attrition trend for future that will happen in the organization. So the actually this paper comes up with a model, and we will discuss about the model. So it talks of the central neural image, which is the AI core. There are certain inputs like surveys, performance metrics, and HR policies. This is processed through sentiment analysis and predictive modeling. And then the output is attrition risk scores, strategy, and based on that, certain strategy recommendations come up from the system itself. This is a figure which shows the system input, process, and the output. And this is an AI system to strategize and predict employee attrition and retention in HR management. The details of this system will be discussed now. So the system talks of it is an AI powered HR management system which predicts attrition and talks of certain strategies so that employee retention can be there in the organization. So there are certain inputs like employee performance metrics, employee strategies such as strategies to improve performance, job role alignment, job satisfaction surveys, results of job satisfaction surveys, indicators of work-life balance, and HR policies. All these are the data sources. Then the layer of processing and analysis, which is done by the AI, employee sentiments are analyzed, predictive analytics is used, organizational risk assessment models are used, and optimization of a strategy is done based on that. And then the results will be certain HR choices and measures like AI generated job satisfaction, model for improving worker satisfaction and reducing attrition. And then on the basis of that, the organization can work on improving career advancements as well as can bring in work-life balance. Job satisfaction scores are also AI generated. So on that basis, the organization can strategize. The certain strategies for workforce retention can be devised. So all these are suggestions for HR, and the system generates attrition scores also. And then visual elements and meaning also comes up from is also used in this concept is also used in this model. So there are certain human eye icons to signal worker performance and comfort levels at some stage. There are various charts and graphs, time series analysis on satisfaction patterns and performance analysis with the help of AI is done. A visual demonstration of the course sets in HR analytics, and this uses neural network graphics, and various arrows and connections are also part of the process, showing how information flows and which direction. Then from this, there are certain lessons from this
Hello, ma'am.
diagram. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I would like you to ask to conclude the presentation in coming 2 minutes.
Okay. So there are various organizational benefits. If the organization is using this system, it reduces turnover and costs, improves employee satisfaction, promotes data-driven HR decisions, and this model can be used by across industries, across various industries. There are certain challenges also because there is high implementation cost. The organization has to adopt this change and has to train people and data. This model is heavily dependent on data. There are certain ethical concerns also, like transparency and fairness, data privacy issues, and of course, human validation in decision making has to be done, because we cannot just leave it to the AI. Human intervention has to be there. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have you used any algorithm? Which algorithm you are used here? Hello?
Hello.
Algorithm? Which algorithm you are used for implementing this? Am I
This is
audible?
actually a patent that was developed by us, the three authors of the paper, and this was based on machine learning.
Okay. So which algorithm means?
Dr. Reena, can you please hello? Dr. Reena? Ma'am, the
Okay.
algorithm was actually developed by Dr. Reena Lenka. She is, I think, there in the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Jaya ma'am. So now we'll be moving towards our next presentation, and our next presentee is again Dr. Jaya Chitranshi. Now she'll be presenting a paper on an individual perception and consumer behavior on mutual funds. Ma'am, you may proceed with your presentation.
Again, written by Reena Lenka, me, and Dr. Vanshri Papalkar. And this is about mutual funds. And so we would like to understand what is mutual funds. So it is a collective investment tools, and it is a professional system that collects funds from different investors for investment and protection. So money is invested in money that is collected, is invested in equity, debt, securities, etc. And these mutual funds in India are regulated by SEBI. So the investors actually they select mutual funds and they invest their hard-earned money in mutual funds because they are aware of the concept of mutual funds and how does it multiply your money, or how do you gain out of mutual funds. And there is very high risk associated with investment in mutual funds, and but people who are ready to take that risk, who are maybe risk averse or who can take that risk, people who are risk averse, they will not go for mutual funds. But otherwise, people who can take some risk because their money will also multiply multifold, they actually go for it. And past investment experiences of a person also, because of that, an investor decides whether to invest in mutual funds or not. And there are certain socio-economic factors also. If the society, if people, if your family, your friends, etc., they are recommending mutual funds, then investors invest in mutual funds. So investors actually they choose traditional funds because of these perceived risks, market volatility, and lack of in-depth knowledge of financial instruments. Because of that, people at times who can't take that much of risk, or who are not aware, or who do not want to be in a volatile market, they go for safe and secure returns. So they do not invest in mutual funds. So this is popular due to professional management, diversification opportunities, and liquidity access, and the potential for high returns. As we have discussed, very high returns, you can reap very high returns from mutual funds. And these are managed professionally. You can access, you can liquidate your fund whenever you feel like. So easy liquidity. And besides, there are diversification opportunities also, because the money is invested into various things. So investors personal financial goals, market sentiment, and perceived security of investment, this is the mix of rational evaluation and emotional inclination of an investor into mutual funds. So this figure shows the basic concepts of mutual funds. Like investors, they invest in mutual funds, and then the people who are managing the mutual funds, they pool in all this money and invest it into various into securities, and then they generate returns, and they pass on the returns to the investors. So this figure also shows the principles that are used in while people invest in mutual funds. So it's a similar figure that we have just seen. This figure shows this is another figure which shows the reasons why people choose mutual funds. So like 33% for flexibility reasons, because they can switch on because their money is invested into various funds. 34% is in liquidity, because they can liquidate the funds whenever they feel like. 25% are safety reasons also, because the money is there and it is safe and it will multiply. So at least they'll get what was invested with the nominal returns that will always be there. So that is also one of the reasons. And besides, they can earn much more. And capital and good returns is one of the, again, it is 33%, which means like most of the people invest, 1/3 of the reason lies in good returns, 1/3 in flexibility, and 1/3 in liquidity, out of all the reasons. So on the basis of the literature review also, similar points have come up. Why do people invest? And it is an option for investment. One thing is there which we have not discussed, that men are more fascinated by investing in funds than women. So there is some gender difference also. So investment in mutual funds goes in favor of male subjects. Like males in society, they invest more. So objectives to understand the awareness level of mutual funds concerning mutual fund leaders, to research the investors' interest in mutual fund investment, to estimate investors' ideas towards mutual funds, to recognize the investors' satisfaction with mutual funds. For this, a survey was conducted in certain cities, in some major cities. The sample size was 250 respondents, and there was a pre-tested questionnaire, and the method was convenience sampling. Actually, 25, we visited 25 outlets where people were who were providing this service, and people were investing in mutual funds. So we could get the data from 250 investors. One way and two way, both ANOVA were used in the study. The results were analyzed by Dr. Vanishri Pabalkar. And so the major results were 78% people were aware of mutual funds and 12% were unaware. So the percentage of people who were not, because the people were coming with somebody and they were seeking information. So till then they were not aware of it. So that is so otherwise, so there are people who are not aware of mutual funds. 65% invest in mutual funds, 35% do not invest in mutual funds. Most prefer 3-year maturity funds, and like SBI Magnum Tax Gain was one of the schemes where people were investing the most. And just a second. Okay, so this graph represents classification of respondents. So we saw that most of the people, they were within the income bracket of 1 lakh to 2 lakh. 65%, about 65% were in this bracket, and then this was followed by the people who were in a lower income bracket. So maybe people who are in that income bracket, they have a greater tendency and they have a desire to multiply their money fast. And besides, it is one of the growing sectors in India. So people were found there. Awareness towards mutual fund, like we have discussed, most of the people, about 75%, 70 were aware, and 78% were aware, and 22% were not aware of existence of mutual funds and how do these mutual funds multiply money. We also saw the graph representing respondents based on whether they invest or not invest in mutual funds. So this is a similar graph.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but you have 2 minutes of time left to conclude your presentation.
Okay. So major graph represents classification of respondents based on the types of investments that they hold. So most important still comes up mutual funds, followed by bank FDs and insurance schemes, and then the equity market and post office, because the data is from India. So certain facts: investors lack awareness despite interest. There is fear of risk and lack of understanding. There is this fear of risk, but they lack understanding also. Mutual funds are beneficial, yet they are underutilized. Providers must simplify and educate people, because that was also not seen happening during the data collection. And the organization, the service providers should conduct financial literacy programs. They should promote SIPs, systematic investment plans for beginners. They should support advisor-led education also, and they should target the youth through digital platforms also. So these are the gaps where the service providers can work. Yeah, that's the end of presentation.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Chaya, do you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
Then we'll proceed with our next presentation. Just give me a minute here. Okay, so we have our next paper presentation, which will be Jivesh Sharma presenting a paper on blockchain technology, scalability and performance. Ma'am, you may proceed with your presentation.
Good morning all, and the organizers and the session chair of this session. So today I am going to present my research paper titled Blockchain Technology, Scalability and Performance. So starting with the blockchain technology and scalability, I would like to introduce first what is blockchain and what are the features of it. So blockchain technology is based on the DLT, distributed ledger technology, that was earlier started using in cryptocurrency like a Bitcoin. So there are some features which make a blockchain technology very transparent and very secure platform. So these are some features of the blockchain technology. First, a decentralization. It means what all the data are controlled by the single authority, and there is a transparency of your data. Everyone can access it. Only authorized person can access your data for their use. And the security, no data will be going to it will not going to leak, or nobody can alter your feeded data. Immutability, the data contained in a block cannot easily be altered or cancelled once it is added in the blockchain. It can be done only by the person who has to feed it the data on that particular block. Smart contracts, as we all know, smart contracts is a very popular technique for a blockchain platform to provide programmable functionality. No, the term of the agreement are directly encoded into the code of the self-executing contract. It means that in that contract we already feeded our information. Just we use it while we are doing our operations. So these are the feature. Now, what is a scalability means? Scalability means that there's a system or a network software who application to manage a growing quantity of work resources or people efficiently and effectively is termed as the scalability. Scalability system are often designed with a consideration in a mind, such as a loose integration, adaptability, and flexibility to distribute tasks across multiple components. So scalable, in short, scalability means that it makes your technique very smoothly and very easy to approach and easy to use it. Now, why we are going to learn, why we have done the research on blockchain technology, scalability, and performance. So, if your blockchain technology is not at a single block, there's a number of blocks who are connected to with the networks, and there are a number of persons who are feeding their data in the blockchain network. So that data should be a secure. That data should not be altered by anyone. It would be a secure system is there. So if it should be a scalable. If it is scalable means what? It's going to work properly when it is used. When like block A entered the data and block B wanted to access the block A data, there should be some proper channel to use the data fed by the block A. So blockchain technology analyze the effect on the security of scaling blockchain network to support more transaction per second. So there are various critical measures to determine the blockchain scalability or a Bitcoin scalability is written here, because blockchain technology first used in the cryptocurrency like a Bitcoin, which include maximum throughput, latency, activation time, and cost per confirmed transaction. So these are the some variables which are factors which used in the scalability measurement. Maximum throughput means how many data we are feeding per day or how many data we are feeding per second. Latency, activation time, once the data is fed, how actively it going to be processed or actively it can be used by the other block. Time, cost per confirmed transaction. Yes, when you are using a blockchain technology, there should be some cost also. The most among these, the most essential performance parameter for the scalability, which impact the user's quality of experience, are highest throughput and latency. Factors which are affecting the blockchain scalability is block size. Block size is the size of each block. Smaller the block size, limit the occurrence of transaction. Block time, how much time it's taking to generate a new block. Next one is consensus mechanism. Consensus mechanism means how you are the algorithm. Consensus algorithm is working like PO, proof of work, and proof of stake. Proof of stake means what? It takes a time to data to be fed and it verified by the network. Network bandwidth, higher the bandwidth enables a quicker transaction and block dissemination among network nodes. Inadequate or lower the network bandwidth can cause latency and high traffic on the network, reducing overall transactions throughput. Now, current situation or limitation we talk about in early is the blockchain process roughly it was processing a seven transaction per per second with 10-minute block time, while Ethereum's proof of work average was 15 to 30 with the 13 blocks. In contrast, payment gained like Visa can handle up 24,000 TPS transaction per second. During network congestion, it is highlighting scalability limitation that hinder widespread adoption. So this says that ki adoption blockchain technology, it takes the time as Bitcoin takes a time of 7 transaction per second. It means to create a block or single block, it taking almost 10 minutes. As compared to the Ethereum is taking us 13 seconds to make a block. Ethereum is also on the part of the, is also using a blockchain technology. Now layer, this is a scalability layer 1. There are 2 layers, layer 1 and layer 2. Layer 1 is talk about enhancing the base protocol. Sharding means what? Once the blocks are entered, it divided into small blocks so that the transaction can circulate very easily. Improved consensus means what? What we are saying, we are validating the data, we are verifying the data, then only we'll going to put with they will going network going to identify validate the data, and it will going to add in the blockchain technology. Now high throughput examples, like they should be high throughput. As I told, transaction throughput refers to the number of transaction a blockchain network can process per unit of time. As I told, TPS in last slide, I tell you TPS transaction per second. So high throughput ensures scalability and responses. It means if the block is taking the transaction very easily and very fastly, it means the data is going to be, the blockchain network is scalable and it's very responsive. Now layer 2, it's about a building on top of blockchain. After we are completing with the base one, entering the data in the blockchain network. Now second we coming with the we are coming building on top of blockchain scalability layer 2. First one is payment channel. Lightning and network powers Bitcoin off-chain payment, enabling instant, low-cost microtransaction and million of daily transaction. Sidechain. Sidechain means separate independent blockchain. It is linked to the main blockchain mechanism using a two-wide bridge. When the two networks are there, it enables tokens or other tokens means what? When we are putting the data, it arises a token, other digital asset to be transferred between a mid-chain and the side chain. A digital asset means what we are purchasing on as a cryptocurrency on network, or cryptocurrency means the digital currency we are purchasing. Now other scalability approaches is interoperability, data availability layer like layer 1 and 2, and directed acyclic graphs. It means that they are removing the blocks to confirm transaction directly, aiming to infinite scalability and fieldless operations. These are some of the performance metrics and trade for transaction per second, latency, finality, time to confirm a transaction variety drastically. Bitcoin takes 60 and others take 0.4 seconds. Transaction cost and decentralizations. There are some challenges still in blockchain using in various sectors. As we know, education, healthcare, in healthcare and banks, financial services, blockchain is in use. To reach mass adoption, blockchain must address interpolity among diverse scaling solutions, simplifying complex user experience of seamless access, rigorous security adults, and managing ever-growing state data remaining hurdles. So continuation of innovation can fuel of expanding capability and pushing a blockchain beyond the niche use cases toward global financial infrastructure. Like we are using a blockchain, we are writing a research paper on a blockchain, uh, we are exploring the application of blockchain in various sectors. But still there are some disadvantage or challenges for the blockchain technology. Now, conclusion is that there's a tremendous progress in layer 1 and 2 of the scalability, plus emerging novel architecture is paving the way of blockchain that combine high throughput with low cost. Then only there is a proper use of the blockchain technology in various sectors. Thank you.
Okay. Can you tell me any area where you want to explore, or you can have the blockchains, not it is currently which is not used in that area?
Actually, it is used in it is has been used in all financial service sectors, blockchain right now. But thing is like it is in as I told you, there's a fact that it is in research papers. We are finding out that many all the sectors, almost all the financial service sectors are using the blockchain technology. No one is left without using the blockchain apart from the non-financial companies.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll proceed with the presentations. Yeah, just a second. Yes, I hope the screen is visible. So our next presentation will be on climate resilience and sustainability in rural agriculture, a systematic literature review, which will be presented by Ajidashina Tulasidas.
So, good morning, everyone. I'm Ajitashini Tulasidas. I'm presenting the systemic literature review. It's a review of climate resilience and sustainability in rural agriculture. This study explored how climate impact rural farming, what are the adaptation and mitigation strategies are being practiced. So this review synthesis over 40 scopus in text studies between 2015 to 2025. So this is my flow of my contents. Basically, it's why rural farming is critical for food security and economics and environmental sustainability, especially in developing nations. However, the smallholder farmers who are primarily rely on the rain-fed agriculture are facing a lot of climate conditions such as unpredictable rainfall, incidence of drought, heat waves, and soil degradation. So after these are main four discussions. What are the importance of the rural farming, key climate impacts, and discussion and research objectives. So my major research questions are basically three. We outlined the three core researches. Like the first question is focused on identifying the primary core consequences of the climate change on national farming system, particularly small-scale farmers. And next is which is adaptable techniques are being applied to the extended and lifetime of farming in rural region and increase their resilience to the climate change. Next question is what are the key problem and element in influencing the people's difficulty in supporting low aim to the climate change. So this research objectives are basically focused on how we can examine the impact of the climate change on rural agriculture, especially in developing countries, highlighting the literature smallholder farmers facing significant threat from environment changes and temperature increases, soil degradations, and unpredictable rainfall. So we aim to consider and analyze the evidence. So I have used methodologies for the systemic reviews, SPA for SLR. So to conduct this review, unlike the traditional PRISMA methods specific for driven synthesis, we analyzed the 43 peer-reviewed articles published in Scopus only in text journal between 2015 and 2015. Articles were coded and thematically to explore the key trends under categories such as climate impact, adaptation practices, and institutional support, and technology integration. So mainly, overview of the after findings, I have structured the 5 domains. For the first one is climate change effect, and second one is adaptation strategies, and third one is mitigation approaches, and fourth one is institutional and policy support, and fifth one is challenges and barriers. So climate and challenges like crop yield declines and shortened growing seasonal and soil degradations and livestock stock heat stress. For the adaptation strategies, CSA practices, knowledge and water savings technologies. And for the mitigation approaches, for the renewable energy and soil carbon sequences and returning the grazing fields. For the institutional and policy support, basically I will go through the national programs like CAP in Europe and NAFCCs in India. So barriers and knowledge gaps in these themes provide the structural way to analyze not only what is happening, but also what need to change. For the instance, temperature rise of even 1 Celsius reduces yield of wheat and rices by 3 to 7% of the disturbs planting circle across the South Asia and South Africa. This is the major finding after the systemic literature review. So next, climate change and effects on rural agriculture. So the evidence indicates the rural agriculture faces intense climate stress. So this increase the temperature, shorten crop growing season, rise the livestock mortality due to heat stress, and increase the pest infestation. Sea level rises, of course, for the coastal farmlands. In a region like the Sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and frequent droughts and erratic rainfalls are reduced for the groundwater recharge and topsoil stability. So further decreasing the productivity and increasing the food security, climate change effects on the rural agriculture is must. For the irregular monsoon in the India and Sri Lanka, reduced water availability, and prolonged drought in Africa, lower groundwater recharge, and coastal sea level rises. These effects reduce both the quality and the quantity of the agriculture produce. Livestock face the reduced productivity due to heat stress also. Next, adaptation and strategies in rural farming. Climate smart agriculture. CS is a drought resident seeds, agroforestry, and resilient in varied crop variants. For the water efficiency in use of the drip irrigation has improved water usage by 30 to 50% in India and Kenya. And next one is soil conservation. Practices like zero tillage and mulching help preserve soil carbon and moisturizer. For the livestock, diversification is farmer supplement income with agro processing and anti-grafts. Intelligence knowledge, we can say traditional weather forecasting and seed serving techniques remain virtual, especially in Africa and South Africa. So next, policy and interventions and institutional support for the rural farmers and smallholder farmers. Like while there are policy institute like EU and CAP in India's NAFCC, implementation faces a numerical hurdles to interventions. Like a policy interventions and institutional support, like multinational and international programs are very into the rural farming agricultures. For some countries offer the carbon credit and green finance options, and implementation to remain weak, like a major barriers they are facing also, like the funding gaps. Farmers often lack access to climate adaptation finance, and they're facing the extension, inaccurate training limitation to the adapting the new technologies, unclear or insecure ownership, discouraged, and long-term planning. They can do the same farming to the same place. And for the summary of the recommendations, we can say scaling the green financing and carbon credits incentives and better farming outreach program for the smallholder farmers. So on the discussion of this synthesis of the key findings are majorly synthesis indicates that adoption in the uneven, whether the farmers are better able to adopt new technologies and access credit. Poorer households rely more on community-based method, technology adoptions, like mobile weather advertisers and predictions for the farming activities, increasing the better digital infrastructure for the rural farmers, particularly where water resource governments has shown a success in places like Bayou. So the combination of the knowledge and model tools can be transformative for the farmers, and however the structure of the special gender disparities and the land rights and continues to the undermine the resilience of the efforts. So next is technology and innovation and tools which are mostly used for the farmers, rural farming. Mobile advisory service help farmers make a data-driven decisions, and smart farming apps enable real-time monitoring of soil and waters in South Africa and Africans. Blockchain and carbon credits tracking the carbon sequencing and offer financial rewards. So still they are facing some lack of digital literacy and poor connectivity issues and affordability issue for the limited technology adoptions for the rural farming. And institution and socio-economic challenges, they are facing the financial issues, insurance gap, and inequity. So financial constraint, poor farmers can't invest in the adoption tools, like more into the technologies, they can't invest a lot of investment to the current technologies things. In insurance gaps, inadequate coverage leaves them vulnerable to losses, and inequity women's facing the issues of a lack of access to the decision making, land and credit participations are basically for the women. For the conclusion, all farmers face layered challenges from climate impacts. They are adapting the both modern and integrated strategies. So institutional bottlenecks, socio-economics barriers, and policy limitations are in the progress. These reliances must be approached holistically through the ecosystem-friendly practices, inclusive policies, and the context-aware the technologies. So my next future direction of the rural farming focus on the long-term impact studies rather than the short-term adoptions, analyze the gender-specific role in farming and the technology adoptions, study economic feasibility of the adoption technologies, and promote multidisciplinary research for the policy and digital innovation and economics. Recommendations for the policies and for the rural agriculture: increase the funding, strengthen the CSA adoption through subsidies and low interest loans, and promote community participations in the blend of scientific solution with the intentional wisdoms, and secure the land rights, encourage the long-term investment through the land, encourage the digital access, train farmers in smart tech, current technologies, and provide the connectivity for the farmers, and support the women farmers also, creating the gender inclusive for platforms for the access the leadership. So those recommendations are aimed to support the small order sustainability through the climate transitions. So next, implement.
Ma'am, I'd like you to conclude your presentation in coming 1 minute.
Yeah, okay. Implementation for the sustainable rural development is strengthening the rural resilience in virtual for the long-term sustainability. If we empower the farmers with the right tool, knowledge, and policy support, rural area can transform into climate smart and economically stable and socially equal space. This is my conclusion after the presentation. Thank you. Basically, I'm focusing on the
Any type of a
paddy and
crop
things.
that I meant to say.
Yes,
Any-
paddy fields.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Now we'll be moving to our next presentation, which will be presented by Rina Lenka. She'll be presenting a paper on ensuring privacy and data integrity in payroll systems using blockchain and IPFS.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yes,
Yeah.
audible.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, the screen is visible.
Okay, fine. So, good morning, everyone. The topic for today's presentation is blockchain integrated payroll systems, a secure and decentralized HRM framework. So before I start, I just wanted to give a brief idea what blockchain is all about. Just a second, I'll go for PPT. Yeah. So blockchain is a shared and transparent, and it's a secure database basically, and it records transaction in a way that makes them difficult to change or hack. So nowadays, because technology has improved, but hacking and all these things has become a very big way. So it becomes very difficult to have some privacy. So blockchain is the one which can help in that. So it works by organizing data into blocks that are chained together chronologically and distributed across a network of computers. This decentralized and distributed nature of blockchain makes it a secure and reliable way to track and verify information. So the introduction part is in the organization, the contemporary global economy encounters substantial challenges in managing payroll operation, which is a big challenge where there are so many, data privacy has to be maintained, transparency has to be maintained, and it has to be regulated. So blockchain is one thing which can help in overcoming all these things. So in the traditional payroll systems, what happen is it is very, very vulnerable to fraud, and it is very inefficient also, and it elevates operational cost. So these centralized systems pose significant risks, including unauthorized data access and single points of failure. So this leads to data breaches and financial losses. So the problem statement is challenges are basically data breaches, inefficiencies, and regulatory compliance. In the traditional payroll, it is centralized, so it is prone to fraud and it is high cost also. So we need to have a secure, transparent, and decentralized solution. So there is a proposed model for blockchain, which has been developed by me. So in this, the architecture part I'll explain now. In the HR system, we have the off-chain. If it is off-chain, then it manages employee and payroll info. Now, in that, we are incorporating the IPFS, that is the interplanetary files file service, which is encrypted, decentralized document storage. In this, we are adding the blockchain layer. So it would be on-chain blockchain layer, which would be incorporating all the smart contracts, and it would be immutable records as well. Benefits, it would be that would be transparency for the customers and everyone, for the employees and other people. And then there would be a data integrity. Then it would be cost efficient as well as it would be adhering to the compliances. So this is the proposed model. In this, I have a HR system which is off-chain. In this, we have in an organization, we have an employee management part where employee database is there. And then these are all, the document is also stored. And also we take care of HR, there is a HR dashboard also, which would be showing you related to the payroll and payroll engine. Now, all these things in the employee database, we have this sensitive data, like the employees' details and their, banking details and everything is there, which is a sensitive one. In that, we are using this IPFS, that is a distributed storage. When it's going to off-chain storage, we have the data becomes encrypted where personal details, tax documents, and salary details are all encrypted now. And then this creates a kind of a hash, which here I am incorporating the blockchain layer. This would be having employee registry, employee ID, wallet address, and then payment history. All these things are safeguarded. So it's a kind of a very secured one. Now this is the description of the model. Like I said, it would be HR system, which is off-chain. In this, I'm having employee database, which stores employee information, including personal and salary details, which is managed through the HR dashboard. Then I have the document storage, which manages sensitive employee documents such as tax, salary slips, and personal information. Then I have the payroll engine, which is initiating payroll execution by retrieving and verifying employee data. Then I have the storage layer, which is a distributed storage consisting of IPFS, that is interplanetary file system. In this, I have encrypted data storage. This type of storage stores sensitive information, like I said, such as personal information, tax documents, and salary details. And it's an encrypted form, which is safeguarded. It generates a reference hash, which links to the stored data for verification process. Then the next one is when we are incorporating the blockchain layer. In this, the smart contracts, which automates the payroll processing, and it verifies data and executes payments. Then I have that on-chain storage in that. In this, we have the employee registry, which consists of essential employee information such as employee ID, wallet address, and encrypted pay structure also. And the payment history is also there, where log details of payroll transaction, including transaction hash, payment amount, and timestamp. So all these are we are having a privacy and we are maintaining the privacy of the employees. Now, the functional workflow talks about the employee management, where HR uploads encrypted data to IPFS is done. Then the payroll execution is done, where smart contracts verify and pay automatically. And the payment recording is done through blockchain ledger. It maintains the audit trail. Now, real world application of blockchain is we can go for cross-border salary disbursement, because it is encrypted and it is privacy is maintained. So it would be very easy to go for that without thinking about data breach. Then gig economic and freelancer payments can be done. If we have some freelancer people, we can pay them. Then we can go for payroll automation using smart contracts. Then tax automation and compliance tracking can be done, and transparent benefits and data verification can be done through blockchain, and this can be beneficial for the employees as well. Now, the strategic advantages and innovation is it is encrypted, it is private data sharing, and IoT plus blockchain can auto track time for wage payouts. AI can detect payroll anomalies and optimize tax. It can allocate salaries as well. And smart contracts can reduce human error and fraud. So the conclusion and future scope is blockchain payroll is secure, it is transparent, and it is efficient. It builds trust, it reduces errors, it enhances compliances. Future could be we can add AI, DFI, IoT, and global payroll integration, and next-gen digital HR ecosystems can be developed. So these are the references. These are the few ones. There are other references also. So I haven't added everything. So thank you so much. If there is any question, I can take up the questions.
Do you have results for this?
Ma'am, this is the patent which has been developed. So in this, what has happened is like I have I'll show you the. Yeah, ma'am. So this is the system, since so many companies are facing the problem where data privacy is not taken care of. Employees' details are being hacked by someone. So this system is going to help in all this. So there is it's not that I have gone and collected some kind of data and all this. So this is the proposed model which I have got it patented, and this I'm planning to introduce in my organization as well.
Okay. It is to be implemented.
Yes, yes, ma'am. It is patented already.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll move towards our next presentation. And the next paper to be presented is on device AI for chat applications, enhancing privacy and productivity through tonality-driven paraphrasing. The paper will be presented by Shripada Rao.
Yeah. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes.
Yeah. Just a second. Is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a second. Just some. Okay. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Shripada Rao, and I'll be presenting the paper on device AI for chat application, enhancing privacy and productivity through tonality-driven paraphrasing. And my paper ID is 827, and my other authors are Aditya, Navya, and Rajeshwari Hegde from BMS College of Engineering. And my mentors who are also authors are Vinay and Saurabh. Okay, so before I dive into the solution, let's understand the motivation behind this paper. So, in today's digital world, textual communication is quite important, because if the messages are quite ambiguous, or if the grammar is off, or there's we don't understand the language quite well because of cultural differences, it might cause challenges for the user to understand what exactly the other person is trying to mean. There is also other problems which I have listed below, like information overload, where the user can be bombarded with a lot of images, not images, sorry, text, textual messages. It could be hard to digest all of them in a shorter amount of time. So another problem is lack of context. If the user doesn't have much context about what the other person is talking about, they can feel out of place or disconnected. And lastly, there's an inappropriate tone. If the tone doesn't it can mean unintended offenses. So these are the couple of challenges that I've captured over here. Obviously, there would may be more, but these are the ones that are highlighted. Now let's move on to the solution. So our solution is to mitigate the problems that I've mentioned above, and the goals that we kept in mind while come up with a solution is the framework, the comprehensive framework that we're bringing up should be privacy centric because it is a chat application. Every user would want good assurance that their data is in safe hands, and they want like good integration with whatever chat application or interface that they're using, and performance. It should be effective and it should be optimized. So we are using on-device AI to solve the above problems that I've listed. So let's actually dive a bit deeper into how AI can actually help the problems that I've mentioned. So one is tonality aware paraphrasing. Let's say that if we are not that fluent with any language, it might be English or a second language, uh, we can get assistance from a tool where it can revert text and by it preserving what you're trying to say. And there's another application called Smart Reply, where it actually is context aware of about the conversations you're having, and it can suggest some suggestive replies. And another being Smart Notification, um, where it can prioritize messages based on your relevance, and summarization, translation, and NLP for task automation. The last one is basically a text can be converted into actionable task. Let's say if someone you're chatting with tells you their birthday, the tool can mark your calendar for their birthday, for when their birthday is coming up, that you could wish them. So this was just one of the example, but there could be plenty of those. So these in the slides are just a few, like six of the applications that were highlighted. Again, there are plethora of applications in this context, so they're just yet to be discovered. So our focus for the paper was paraphrasing with grammar correction. So earlier for literature review, we had explored the traditional NLP models like NBAG, NGRAM models, and they were lacking behind for the paraphrasing task. So they often struggled trying to convey what the input sentence was. So it couldn't handle like more complicated sentence. It could do like simple spelling correction, so forth. But once the sentence was getting quite complicated, it fell behind. And then quite recently, probably 2022, is when the LLMs were caught the interest of researchers because of its like quite advanced performance. And I think it was first GPT-3 when it was publicly available to the internet, like people could use through ChatGPT. So people would found it like really useful to uh, like process or textual content. And the reason behind this was that they are quite trained extensively on very large data sets that make them really well suited for complicated tasks. And one of the application for LLMs is paraphrasing in our context, where it does a really good job taking sentence with bad phrasing and converting them into a very high quality uh, sentence. So move on. So the workflow is quite trivial over here, the paraphrasing. First, we get the message what the user is intended to send, and we write a prompt wrapping the uh, text input what the user is trying to say. And the prompt could mean like have a explicit tone derivative. Like the prompt could be like, please rephrase with this tone, being formal, professional, or casual tone. And then we send it to the our LLM model, which is served locally in our mobile phone. So it is not being sent out to cloud unencrypted. Like all the AI processing stuff that happens is on device. So that was the highlight of our paper. And next, when we feed the input to the model, it starts giving the streaming text back to the application in real time. So this streaming text can be captured by the application, and it could be sent to the user whether he would like to tune it further, or if it looks good and can send the message. We did a study on what was the best model for our use case and the inference engine. So one of the main criteria for the model we were looking was for the smaller size, good efficiency, and it should be open source. So if we consider these three criteria, Tiny Llama 1.1 billion parameter model and Queen 2 0.5 billion parameter model was we came into our picture. So also these models they support parameter efficient fine tuning, which was necessary to improve the uh, performance of our models for our particular application. And they offered a strong balance between performance and resource constraints. And the inference engine that we use was llama.cpp. So inference engine basically means it executes the LLM model.
Sorry to interrupt, sir,
Yeah.
but you have 2 minutes of time left to conclude your presentation.
Okay. Thank you for the reminder. I'll just brush through. Yeah, we also created a custom data set using Samsung Corpus as the base. This corpus is basically like the common textual data that people converse, like how are you doing, etc. So we use that as the base. This didn't suffice our requirement because our input can include grammatical mistakes. So we built a custom data set which intentionally introduced grammatical mistakes, and we had a data set around 25K samples, and we use QLoRa approach for LLM fine tuning. And these are the metrics that we use, BLEU and ROG-L, which are deterministic metrics that we used, and we also used human evaluation. And these are the insights that we came. We found that the fine-tuned model, they outperform the base models. and Queen 2.2 Q16 had the highest quality. And speaking of the model performance, here are the model performance capture. And the best model we found was the Q4 quantization of the 0.5 parameter model, where we got 10.41 tokens per second, and the some model size was 0.37 G. And I have a quick demo, but I think we're running out of time. So I'll just skip to the very last part of the demo. So if the user sends a message with grammatical errors, something like this, I have to submit the docs, please send. And when the user clicks on the enhance with AI button, they get a nicely phrased, grammatically correct response back. So the user can just copy this and send it to the user. This was the short demo. We'll move on. Yeah. And to conclude the paper, we found that using LLMs were a very feasible approach, and they had a very effective performance for our paraphrasing use case. And we, according to our goals, it was promoting privacy by design, where everything is served locally. And as in future directions, we want to add more features to it, like example, multilingual support and personalized learning for a user to expand their vocabulary, and other mentioned AI features as add-ons. Yeah, this concludes my short presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice presentation, and it is a good topic.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we'll be moving towards our next presentation, and our next presentation is on the paper for real-time urban traffic monitoring using YOLO V5, and this will be presented by Sanchit H.
So, good morning, everyone present here.
Morning.
Myself, Gauri Shankri, and my teammates Anusha, Sanya, and Pooja. We are excited to present our project titled Real Time Urban Traffic Monitoring using YOLO V5. So, with the rapid urbanization and increasing number of vehicles on the road, traffic congestion has become a major issue in metropolitan areas. To address this, our project focuses on using real-time video analysis and object detection to monitor and manage urban traffic more efficiently. This project utilizes the YOLO V5 deep learning model to detect and classify vehicles in real time from live traffic footage. The aim is to support traffic authorities in reducing congestion and improving response time to road incidents and enhancing overall traffic flow. So our problem statement is challenges in real-time traffic include vehicle detection in varied lighting and weather, tracking small vehicles and accurately estimating speed and distances. Objectives are vehicle detection, environmental condition detection, traffic congestion analysis, vehicle speed calculation, collision warning, and traffic composition analysis. So this is a functional block diagram. So we capture a real-time video, and then that video will be sent to a lightning conditions like day night detection. So we are using a YOLO V5 model inference. YOLO V5 is widely used for detecting and tracking vehicles such as car, buses, trucks, and motorcycles in a video frames. It performs object detection on each frame individually and provides following output every detected object. Bounding boxes coordinates given as x1, y1, x2, y2, which represent the topic left and bottom right corners of the box. And we do, and that does the class labels like car, truck, bus, or motorcycle. And confidence score we calculate as a certain the model is about its prediction. The detected vehicles are shown within the bounding boxes drawn around them on each video frame. To enable tracking, the center point of each bounding box is calculated. This helps in identifying and following each vehicle position across consecutive frames. The movement of each vehicle is tracked frame by frame. So the distance traveled by a vehicle is calculated using the distance formula between the center of the current bounding box and that of the previous frame. Then speed is then estimated using the formula like distance traveled upon time elapsed between frames. The estimated speed is converted from meters per second to kilometers per hour. Traffic congestion level detection based on the number of vehicles detected in each frame. The level of traffic congestion is classified into low, medium, and high. Day and night detection is based on the brightness to identify whether a frame is taken during a day or a night. The average brightness of the frame is calculated, a predefined threshold is used. If the average brightness is below the threshold, the frame is considered as night. If the average brightness is above the threshold, the frame is considered as the day. So this is the proposed methodology like model customizations, vehicle detection optimizations, traffic composition and congestion detection, distance and speed estimation, collision warning, day and night adaptation. Even in rainy condition or a foggy condition, this model applies in real-time processing and data set preparation and evaluation and metrics. So these are the results. This is in a day scenario. This is in a night scenario, and this is a rainy conditions. Even in real time data we have collected, these are some of the rainy conditions we have taken the data set, and even the foggy conditions. So the conclusion is this provides a comprehensive solution for analyzing and detecting various environmental conditions such as day and night cycles, foggy, rainy, and even a traffic congestion in a video frame or a footage. By leveraging the YOLO V5 model for the vehicle detection and incorporating algorithms for brightness, contrast, and motion analysis, the system is capable of accurately identifying the time of a day, detecting a foggy or a rainy conditions, and assessing the vehicle speed and congestion analysis, making it useful for real-time traffic monitoring and analysis in diverse weather conditions. With the ability to process a video in a frame by frame manner, this tool can be adapted in a wide range of intelligent transportation and surveillance applications. Thank you. Any questions, please?
Okay. Uh, by monitoring this, so what you are giving the information?
Um, Ma'am, like stopping the traffic congestion
Hmm?
and it prevents accidents. So it can be even during conditions like day or a night or a weathery conditions like rainy or a foggy.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our next presentation is paper on the role of AI coaching and chatbots in enhancing employee engagement, which will be presented by Hari Sankar V.
Hello.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, so myself Harishankar and my co-authors are representing Amrita School of Business Kochi. We are here to present our topic on research paper, the role of AI coaching and chatbots in enhancing employee engagement. for the 10th International Conference on ICT for Sustainable Development. Our paper ID is 820. So that's why I begin with an introduction. AI in HR is transforming employee development. Coaching is evolving from human-led sessions to AI-assisted interventions. There's a report by Mehta and Jayadav in 2024 that 80% of the coaching organizations will be planning to adopt AI by 2025. Also, AI enables scalable, data-driven, real-time, and personalized feedbacks. So the problem which we found out was that there was no empirical study conducted on the AI's direct impact on motivation, participation, and satisfaction. Also, the traditional coaching is expensive, unscalable, and inconsistent, and it was not that much personalized for the employees. But AI offers personalized and adaptive coaching, but trust, transparency, and ethical use remains still a concern. So we had three major research objectives. The first one was to assess the impact of AI-driven coaching chatbots on employee engagement. Next will be to examine employee perceptions and acceptance of AI coaching. Third was to identify ethical and organizational concerns around AI in resource management. We made a small conceptual framework where we took the dependent variable as employee engagement. The components include motivation, participation, job satisfaction. All the questionnaire was made from the Gallup's Q12. Also, the independent variables which we chose was AI coaching, the frequency, the personalization, real-time feedback, and chatbot interaction. So we did a literature review and we could find out that AI chatbots used in HR improve real-time support, productivity, and learning retention. Also, coaching improves motivation and psychological capital. AI systems offer feedbacks and learning paths, but may lack human warmth. As AI cannot that much emote emotions, it will be a give to the employee, and the employees might not take it in the right way or that personalization. Why should I do this course or why? Nobody's there to make them understand. This was personalized only, right? So the research methodology through what we did was it was a quantitative study. We did a standard survey. Our sample size was 127 employees from the tech sector. We did a multiple linear regression and t-test to analyze the results. Data collection. As I mentioned, the data collection was used the Q12, Gallup's Q12 principle is questionnaire survey. The engagement index was most model using composite scoring, and the motivation, participation, satisfaction were measured as subcomponents of overall engagement. What are the results which we are able to see, like the statistical insights, everything. So all the six independent variables are p-value of less than 0.05, which indicates statistical significance. That there is a direct relation for AI data driven into the employees thing, employees motivation, satisfaction, etc. So what we propose is a hybrid human coaching model, which is to leverage AI's efficiency and the for full power of the scalability and everything, and to retain the human warmth and empathy. The ideal interaction ratio, which we have mentioned, but it is not fully dependent on every industry. It can change upon the industry, for it will be so basically be to 70% AI and 30% based on human interaction for emotional, ethical, or for complex matters. I think future research could refine this ratio with longitudinal studies as well. And it can, as I'll mention in the next slide, that the limitations were one of the limitations was the tech sector. As I mentioned, it is the 70-30 ratio. It might be good for the tech sector, but it can change or vary upon for other sectors as well, right? And the data is self-supported, so there could be few biases and about everything because we are passing the questionnaire through an organization. So the employees will be replying based on that, obviously. So and the AI coaching is cost-effective, scalable solution to modern workforce development. If you're able to build an in-house software such as a platform for employees to learn and upskill and provide them with few badges which they can share through LinkedIn, that will be able to boost the employees' engagement during the process of learning. Rather than just a certificate which they could share, we can create a badge like a silver, gold, platinum flyers. If you achieve these three, we can share that through LinkedIn and get reaches and more. It will be more involving the employees' management. So we can compare HR tech with psychological insights to improve job satisfaction and retention. If the employee nowadays the employees are moving towards a higher scale rather than the basic salary and everything, they want social status, they want satisfaction, they want career paths. With the help of learning, they will be able to feel that their future, their upskilling is there in the company is looking after them, so there can be a huge retention also into possible. Organizations must be integrate AI with ethical standards and employee training. There should not be any biases or anything while creating those platforms for the employees. These are few of the references which we had took during the creation of the paper, and that's all about my presentation. I guess it's a short presentation it was. So thank you.
We'll move towards our next presentation, which will be presented by Pratiksha Kulkarni on her paper Smart Screening Basic ML Models for Cardiovascular Diseases Prediction.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Pratiksha Kulkarni. I'm delighted to be here to present my paper titled Smart Screening Basic ML Model for Cardiovascular Disease Prediction. We all know our paper lies at the intersection of healthcare and machine learning. We aim to provide a early prediction of cardiovascular diseases using lightweight and hybrid ML models. We all know that heart disease is one of the leading cause of death globally. According to the World Health Organization, nearly 18 million people die from cardiovascular diseases every year, accounting for about 31% of all the global deaths. Diagnosis typically involve expensive and time-consuming tests like angiography, ECG, or stress tests. These require clinical visits, specialized equipment, and trained personnel, which may not be always available, especially in remote or unreserved regions. This is where machine learning comes in. ML can analyze historical patient data and help in automated early stage prediction of disease risk. With appropriate pre-processing and modeling, we can build a system that are both fast and accurate and potentially scalable for real-time application. So the goal of a project is to use basic yet effective hybrid ML model to improve cardiovascular disease detection and offer a more accessible diagnostic aid. So I would go with the motivation and object of our project. So our motivation and objective is fourfold. The first one is early detection. We wanted to design a system that can predict cardiovascular diseases before it progresses to a critical stage. A second point is non-invasive screening. Instead of relying on invasive methods like angiography, we aim to use patients' health data like age, cholesterol, blood pressure, gender, etc. to make prediction. And the third point is real-time user-friendly systems. So the Envision is a tool that can be used in real-world setting, possibly integrated with a mobile app or a clinical dashboard. And the last point is robustness through ensemble learning. Individual models have limitations. By combining both ensemble learning, we hope to reduce the variance and improve the accuracy and generalizability. Moving further to the literature survey, as the literature survey conducted by us, we have looked upon various machine learning and deep learning models. And upon that, we have come to a conclusion on deep learning models that, for example, CNN, that is the convolutional neural network, gives an accuracy up to 90%, which is an excellent accuracy, but it requires a very large data set, which is not practically possible due to the real-time application. Moving further to the classical ML models or the machine learning models, we have random forest, which gives an accuracy of 88.1%. And we have the logistic regression, which yields an accuracy of 84.2%. Decision tree, which gives an accuracy of 82.8%. And KNN, which provides an accuracy of 73.6%. From all the literature survey that we have conducted, we have come to a conclusion that hybrid or ensemble approach can give higher accuracy compared to classical machine learning models, which are standalone models. Moving further, we have the methodology. So the methodology that we are following is initially we have a data set, we undergo a pre-processing, and the pre-processing that we are using is standardization. Further, we have the models like hybrid model 1 and hybrid model 2 in our case. Moving further, we have an voting approach and we are using a soft voting technique followed by the result which is determined by the model's accuracy. I would like to go into the dataset explanation. So the dataset that we have used for our paper is a UCI heart disease dataset. which contains 303 patient entries with 13 key features in it. The key feature involves heart disease rate and blood pressure, sex, gender, etc. And the data set has been classified into testing and training data set. Testing data set has been 20% and the training data set has been classified as 80%. Moving further to the pre-processing that we have used. So the pre-processing is the standardization. Standardization makes sure that all the features have equal importance, regardless of their original scales, preventing any single feature from dominating the learning process just because it has larger values. So we make sure that all the features lie on the same range, not giving extra priority to any dominant feature. Also, we make sure that it maintains the uniformity and there is no bias in the features, especially in a medical data set where false negative or false positive can lead to a different consequences. Moving further towards the model architecture, we have the hybrid model 1. In this model, we have 6 base models, namely logistic regression, SVM, KNN, random forest, and decision tree and ADABOS. These are the base models which are present at the level 0. The input to these base models is given by the original data set. These base models learns the pattern from the data and predicts an individual output. Next, we have meta learner at the level 1. And the level 1, the meta learner takes the input from the base model and predicts the final output. In our case, the meta learner is the logistic regression. So the logistic regression takes the input from the base models and predict the final output. Moving further towards the second model, which is the hybrid model 2. So the hybrid model 2 consists of three base models, namely logistic regression, gradient boosting, and random forest. So these base models also capture the data individually from the original data set and learn a pattern and try to predict the output individually and give the output to the meta learner, which is at the level 1, and the meta learner in this case also is a logistic regression. So the logistic regression takes in the data from the base models and predicts the final output. Moving further, we have the voting method. So the voting method is also a type of a machine learning technique that combines the prediction from the multiple base learners to make a final prediction. In that, we are using the soft voting. So the soft voting uses a base learner where the base learner models predict the probability and the probabilities average is being taken by the voting model to estimate the accuracy. So the accuracy that we have achieved by the voting method is 88.52%. And the accuracy that we have achieved by both of the hybrid models are 85.2% each. From this, we can conclude that the hybrid model or the ensemble approach yields a higher accuracy compared to that of conventional classical ML models, which are standalone models. Moving further to the conclusion, so I would like to say that we have demonstrated that how basic machine learning models, when used in combination, can significantly enhance the cardiovascular disease prediction. Our hybrid ensemble models outperform the standalone models in accuracy and robustness. The models are lightweight, fast, suitable for integration into clinical decision, support system, and even for mobile health apps. Most importantly, they can enable non-invasive early detection which can save lives through timely intervention. This is a small but meaningful step towards smart AI assisted healthcare. Moving further to the future scope can be that we can train our model on larger and more diverse dataset to improve the generalizability across the population. We can also aim to explore deep learning models for like CNN and LSTM for sequential patient data. And we can also extend our project to mobile app prototype that can use these models for real-time application. Eventually, we hope to integrate real-time sensor data from wearables like smartwatches, making system more proactive rather than reactive. I thank you all for your patient listening and time. So I would like to say that we believe that by combining accessible ML and ensemble technique, we can predict cardiovascular diseases at the early stage and save lives. Thank you.
Okay, nice presentation, Pratiksha. Can you tell me, have you considered the age factor while considering this
Yes, ma'am.
age?
Age is also a key feature in our data set. So we all know that as the age increases, like people above 50 or 60 likely tend to have cardiovascular diseases and their chances are high. So yes, ma'am, we have also considered age as a factor in our data set.
Is it proven from the medical side also, doctor side, what results you are getting? Have you authenticated your results?
No, ma'am, like we have just tried it at our institutional level, like we have not yet approached the doctor level.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Now we'll be moving towards our last presentation, which will be presented by Nishant Thakre on solar-powered multipurpose agricultural robot. So, Mr. Nishant or any of his co-authors in the meeting? I'll call out it again. So, the paper title to be presented now is Solar-Powered Multipurpose Agricultural Robot, which will be presented by Mr. Nishant. So, Mr. Nishant or any of his co-authors in the meeting? I guess not. So, this concludes our session 4C for the day. So I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in this session and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during this 10th version and all the previous 9 versions of the conference. We will be happy to have you in the 11th version in 2026. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already forwarded to the Springer. Publication will be live within 7 to 8 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ICT4SD 2025. Lastly, I also thank our session chair, Dr. Chaya Zadav, for chairing the session. Ma'am, here's a token of appreciation to the chair on behalf of Team ICT4SD 2025 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Thank you for your valuable presence.
Thank you, Adesh, for nice introduction. Nice organizing this session. And congratulations to all the participants, those who are presented in this session. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, lastly, I'd kindly request you all to switch on the camera for a quick snapshot of the virtual conference.
After they share this photo.
Sure, ma'am. Rest all co-authors, please turn on your cameras. So, thank you everyone. Stay safe and take care.
Thank you.